What's good with it, YouTube fight fans all over the world? It's your boy, the realest of the real. Yes, sir, I said it. Real Talk Boxing. It is a privilege and honor and a blessing to be back with you fine people this afternoon. Just finished a light, moderate workout. I only did 8 rounds on the bag, and I have to go cut my yard. I got 1.5 acres, and it's hot, so I got to drink my Gatorade and my water. I got to stay hydrated. But listen, I want to talk about Spence and Manny Pacquiao again. Well, more so about Manny Pacquiao. More so about Manny Pacquiao and what I think his game plan will be, should be, in my opinion, against Errol Spence Jr. We all know the age difference. We all know that Pacquiao's 42 years old. I mean, significant difference from the young Errol Spence Jr. But nevertheless, as of right now, Father Time has not caught up with Manny Pacquiao. Now, of course, we can't beat Father Time. No one can. Eventually, he'll catch up with you. Just like Uncle Sam. You know, Unc gonna get his. No matter what you do yearly, Unc gonna get his. Well, matter of fact, every paycheck, Unc gonna get his. So, you can't get away from the two, nevertheless. But I noticed something about Manny Pacquiao. You know, I was watching a lot of his fights today, studying him, and how there's a slight difference in Manny Pacquiao depending on his opponent. Now, when I watch Manny Pacquiao against opponents that are fast, elusive, he tends to run a lot of combinations. And he keeps his opponent offset by his speed and his awkwardness and that weird offset movement. And I think that's how he matches speed. Because there's been a rare occasion, if any, if Manny Pacquiao's been in there with someone faster than him or just as fast as him. But if you got any type of speed or elusiveness, that's what Manny Pacquiao does. He overwhelms you with punches. A lot of the punches that he throws aren't necessarily power punches. He hides his power punches behind a and then all of a sudden you on the canvas or you sleep. Or you getting up from the canvas. But when I see him fight more flat-footed fighters that aren't so elusive, that are significantly slower than him, he slows down just a little and he plays counterpuncher. Now listen, I'm not saying that he's still not elusive, but his punch output kind of goes down just a little bit. And he starts detonating for a power shot and a counterpunch. If you watched the fight against him and Ricky Hatton, you saw that. Now Ricky Hatton had a lot of crazy movement, a lot of ups and unders and lunges in with the hook. But he was significantly slower than Pacquiao. And Ricky Hatton, as great as he was, he telegraphed all his power punches, which led into the one-punch knockout, right? Now, when I watched that fight, Manny Pacquiao started out at a feverish pace, but then he slowed down and he started playing counterpuncher. Now, even Manny Pacquiao's counterpunching is different from your everyday professional, because your everyday professional will throw a one-punch counter, and then that's it. But even with Manny Pacquiao, his counters are no less than a 2-punch combination. You rarely see Manny Pacquiao throw a single punch. So even within his counters, they are combinations. But the power shots are more noticeable. And even when he fought Miguel Cotto, he did the same thing. When he fought Margarito, he did the same thing. Now these are your more stationary fighters. More stationary. But when he fought Barrera, who's a great boxer fundamentally, rapid. Morales, rapid. Keith Thurman, rapid. Mayweather, rapid punches. So he can get away with that with the more elusive fighters, and that's how he offsets their speed with that awkward movement. But when it comes to fighters like Errol Spence, who's more stationary, who's a little more flat-footed, who doesn't throw a lot of punches and bunches unless he has your back against the rope, and he plants his feet in that cement and he starts digging to your body like he has 2 Mjolnir hammers. If you don't know who Mjolnir is, that's the hammer of Thor. Mjolnir. So he's got 2 Mjolnir hammers in his hand and he's cracking away at you. And that's one thing that Manny Pacquiao can't do. So in this fight against Errol Spence, the younger man, I see him settle down a little bit. I see him playing the counterpuncher. I see him fighting Errol Spence, much like he fought Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, Margarito. That's how I see him fighting these guys. This guy in particular. Because we all know Errol Spence doesn't show a lot of movement. But boy, is he strong, is he tall, and is he dangerous? Yes. Yes. Now, I know what a lot of y'all saying, you know, he's short, Manny Pacquiao. He's not going to be able to throw that straight left and connect with it. Well, he did against De La Hoya, who was significantly taller. Margarito. Pretty much everybody that Manny Pacquiao has fought has been taller than him. I think the only fighter close to his height was probably, what's my man's name? He's from Accra, Ghana. African fighter. I think he's a southpaw too. Peekaboo style, like Wiki Wright. What is that dude's name? Joshua Clottey. I think that their size wasn't too different. In size and in height, they were relatively the same. But don't think Manny Pacquiao can't get that left off. Trust me. Now, here's another scenario. We got a southpaw versus a southpaw. Me being a left-handed fighter myself, fighting another southpaw is very, very frustrating and very awkward. Because we don't have a blind spot that we can get to when we're fighting a conventional fighter. Because when that conventional fighter throws that jab, all we do is step to our right, and we landed hooks to the blind spot. Or when we dodge, when we slip, we're throwing a straight left to the body or a straight left to the head, and then we're going to, boom, pivot over. There's no blind spot there. Now, neither one of these fighters has faced a southpaw as significantly dangerous as this opponent. Errol Spence for Pacquiao, Pacquiao for Errol Spence. These are dangerous southpaws. Now, they're going to have to keep that in consideration also. But what Pacquiao has to do is keep the fight in the middle of the ring. Because if you know like I do, Manny Pacquiao's defense isn't that great, y'all. He holds his hands up, and matter of fact, they're really, really high when he holds them up. And there's not a lot of head movement. Pacquiao stays out of trouble and out of harm's way because he's so elusive. He's always moving. He's always feinting. He's always in and out, jumping at crazy angles. And that's what makes it so hard to hit him. It's not his graceful head movement. It's not his great defense, because his defense isn't that good. But if you stand still in front of Spence, whether it's in the middle of the ring or the ropes, where he better not be, it's going to be trouble. Major trouble. Now, I'm not speaking like I think Manny Pacquiao is going to take this fight. I'm not saying that Manny Pacquiao is going to beat Errol Spence, but he has a great chance. I am not counting the old man out. And y'all stay tuned, because I'm going to have a part 2 to this video on what Errol Spence should do and what I think he's going to do. It's simple. I'm excited for this fight. It's not here yet. Let's hope nothing happens in between, because we all know it's professional boxing. I'm praying that it works and that we get to see this fight, because I will be there, paid for, ready to go. Live stream, baby. Popcorn and Gatorade everywhere. You dig? What's your opinion? Comment down below. Let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all, fear none. God bless. Till the next time Real Talk Boxing. We up. We out of here.